when I came around, they just like reversed it on me last second and were like, we're going to do the picture first and then we're going to do the meet and greet. So that really threw me off. All right, so I took the opportunity to go to Nashville Comic Con, and when I got there, it honestly wasn't as crowded as I thought it would be. I basically walked right in, no line at all. This time I went dressed as Daredevil, kind of in his prototype costume. I ended up basically just walking around with the blindfold up, like over my eyes, like on my forehead. Basically, whenever I would go to take a picture with someone, I would just pull it down, and I think it worked pretty well. I always love going to conventions like this because, you know, I just love to see the creativity of, you know, all the artists and vendors who, you know, set up their booths and are selling, you know, all of their cool nerdy stuff. There's always like posters and a bunch of artwork that's all really cool to look at. But the main reason why I wanted to go to this convention in particular was because they were going to have the main cast of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Matt Lanter, James Arnold Taylor, and Ashley Eckstein, voices of Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka. Now, The Clone Wars was a show that I, like a lot of other people, a lot of other Star Wars fans, grew up on, and I to this day still love watching The Clone Wars. It's like one of my favorite animated shows. But yeah, so of course they were, you know, set up at their tables, and they also did a panel where they kind of talked about the show and answered a few like fan Q&A questions, which was really interesting. So as far as actually meeting these guys, I didn't have the chance to meet Ashley Eckstein, the voice of Ahsoka, because I was just kind of crunched on time, to be honest, because I was spending so much time like taking pictures and you know, walking around, and also standing in line for, you know, some other celebrity guests that I just didn't have a chance to meet her. But in looking over at her table and seeing how she interacted with her fans, like, she seems like a really sweet person. So the first one I met was Matt Lanter. Now, of course, they had, you know, I think handlers is what they call them, kind of like security, kind of. They kind of have like one person who's like the security guy, and then they have one person who handles like all of the purchases at the celebrities table, basically. Now, some of you remember from my video about when I almost met McKenna Grace, I kind of learned my lesson last time, because I didn't necessarily want an autograph or, you know, like a picture with McKenna Grace, so I just asked to just meet her, but they basically said I couldn't, essentially said I couldn't meet her unless I was gonna pay for an autograph, which was really shitty. But this time around, I was like, you know what, I don't mind dropping a little bit of cash to you know, get a picture with Matt Lanter, because I was probably gonna do that anyway. But even still, like, there's kind of this weird tension, like when you're meeting the celebrity guest, because you feel like there's just so many eyes on you, not only the other people waiting in line, but also, like I said, the handlers and the security that's like around the celebrity. It's like you can't really relax. At least that's how I felt. So like when I went to when I went up to the table, the first person I talked to was the lady who was handling the purchases, and she asked, you know, what I would like, you know, autograph, picture, whatever. I said I would like a picture, and she went ahead and took my payment, got all that taken care of. Now, while this is going on, Matt Lanter is talking to another fan. So I'm basically next in line at this point. And so when I got done with the payment and I was waiting there to meet him while he was talking to this other person, the guy who was kind of keeping security was basically right beside me, and the lady was like, he's gonna get a picture, and the guy was like, all right, do you have your phone ready? I'm like, yeah, like, can I just can I shake the guy's hand first before I, whip out my phone to take a picture? But I pulled out my phone, and it kind of just like caught me off guard, because the people in front of me who took a picture with him, they met him first, kind of chatted for a bit, and then took the picture. And so that's what I thought I was gonna do. I thought I was just, gonna have a short conversation with him, then, hey, can I get a picture, and then leave. When I came around, they just like reversed it on me last second and were like, we're gonna do the picture first, and then we're gonna do the meet and greet. So that really threw me off. But yeah, so like when the other fan that Matt was talking to had left, the security guard was like, okay, like, I'll go ahead and take the picture. I mean, essentially taking the phone out of my hand. I mean, like, he's like rushing through this stuff. And so I hand him my phone, and it just completely escaped my mind that I didn't enter my passcode. So when he got my phone to take the picture, he like handed it back to me, like basically asking me to put in my passcode. And like Matt Lanter noticed it, and he was like, oh, don't worry, I won't look. Like he was really nice about it, like really, trying to lighten the mood a bit. But of course I felt stupid and I felt embarrassed. But when I think back on it, I'm like, he didn't necessarily need my passcode to open the camera, because you can just hold down the camera button, like on the newer iPhones, you can just hold down the camera, open the camera. Like, you don't need the passcode for that, but whatever. So that threw me off. And when he went to take the picture, I just kind of stood next to Matt, because like I just didn't really know what to do. And then before they took the picture, Matt kind of turned to me, put out his hand. He's like, hey, what's your name, man? I was like, yeah, my name's Sam. Nice to meet you. Like, I was just completely like just thrown off by the security guy. Like, just how everything just got put out of order, and having to put in my passcode to my phone. Like, I was just, I felt stupid, honestly. But anyway, we took the picture, and I had a chance to kind of sit there and, kind of chat with him for a bit. And I told him, how much the Clone Wars means to me. And, we kind of talked about some other things. Well, remember earlier I was talking about, how there's kind of this weird tension. While I'm talking to Matt, that security guy, he's standing, I mean, basically like right between us. I mean, just like the whole time, like he's just standing there. And it's like, you can't have this like feeling of like any kind of privacy with the celebrity. Like, I felt like if I said something wrong, I was gonna be like slam dunked to the floor. Like, I just like, I couldn't relax like talking to him. I mean, look, I understand, there's usually security for celebrities, and the guy's just trying to do his job, whatever. But like, I don't know, like I felt like I just couldn't relax. But I mean, it was a nice conversation, and Matt was, a really, really cool guy, really chill, and super nice about everything. So yeah, that was basically my interaction with Matt Lanter. Then I had the chance to meet James Arnold Taylor. This went a bit more smooth than my interaction with Matt Lanter. The line wasn't too long by the time I got around to James Arnold Taylor, and I actually wasn't gonna pay for anything in meeting him. So I went up to his table, and I was talking to the handler. I was just like, can I just meet him? Like, is that possible? Can I just shake his hand? And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, they were super nice about it. And I was like, man, I think back to like my interaction with the handler at McKenna Grace's table, and how she was just like cold and kind of rude, to be honest. This girl at James Arnold Taylor's table, she was just like super nice. She was like, of course you can meet him, that's no problem, And so I got a chance to meet him, and really cool guy. A lot of fun. I didn't feel as much like pressure in meeting him. We talked a little bit about the Clone Wars and things like that. And yeah, I mean, just, really cool to meet like these voices like of my childhood, basically. And as a Star Wars fan, like, it just meant even more. And yeah, besides that, I mean, I didn't really do a whole lot else at the convention, except for just kind of walk around and meet people and take pictures. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I had a good time. And that was basically, long story short, my time at Nashville Comic Con. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to give it a like. Let me know what kind of content you guys would like to see in the comments below. And I will plan to see you guys next time. May the force be with you. Catch you later.